Hello everyone, so I was finally able to play Hi-Fi Rush. So I did this on my PC through the Xbox Game Pass extension. It is on, again, to Windows. You'll be able to find it on Steam, all those applications like that, and of course Xbox Series X and S. And yeah, it took me about 8 hours to go through this game, and also to played a little bit. There's a secret ending that involves you doing a few things. So really altogether, this game took me about 12 hours to get the true ending of it. And yeah, I have my full playthrough that I'll link at the end of this video up top, so you can start from part one. But yes, Hi-Fi Rush, let me get into my review for this game. So I heard so much about this game when it first came out. It's a little more than a month ago, and I just really want to try it because I love the whole story behind it, where it was a secret project. It's developed by Tangle Gameworks and published by Bethesda Softworks. Basically, the game went viral within the company. Everyone loved it. Big passion project. It was announced the same day that it was released. So I think it was like 12 hours later it came out on Game Pass, and you're able to buy the physical copies of it. It's only about $35 too, but yes, like I said, I was able to do this through my Game Pass extension through my PC. And yeah, like I just love that whole story about it, how it was just so supported, and they basically let this group have complete creative freedom around this game. So it follows the story by a self-proclaimed future rock star, Chai. He has a disabled right arm, and in the world that he's in, there's a bunch of basically cybernetic companies, and he goes to one of them to basically work for them, but while working for them, he's able to get his arm fixed and get a robotic implant. But while this implant was being placed, his music player fell on top of him, gets fused within him during the surgery, and basically his heart is now his music player, and it starts going to the beat of the world. So everything in this world revolves around the music, and really at any time you'll look anywhere throughout the environment, and the environments and all the like little side characters, NPCs, and even like Chai himself there'll be background music, and they'll be all going to the beats, hitting different snare drums, going to the melody, just things moving with the music. It's really, really cool when you stop every now and then and really take a look at the world and how it revolves around everything that you do. And of course, the gameplay around this is a hack and slash. So it's a rhythm-based hack and slash. So the more on beat that you are with your attacks, the more damage they're going to do, the more effective they are, the quicker you move. All those great things that you want from a hack and slash, but you have to match it to the music that's going on. Same thing with the parry system, the block system, and you'll meet some friends too throughout this game that, again, too, same thing. When you call them in, their attacks will do more damage if you have them on the beats. It's really, really cool. And of course, they help you in the combat, and they also help you in the traversal of this world. It's really, really awesome, and it's so cool. But basically, Chai is deemed a defect because, again, too, this wasn't supposed to happen with his surgery. So the company that gave him all these implants label him as a defect, send everything they got after him, and Chai's basically trying to just escape the organization, get out with his life, his new power, so he can become a rock star, but uncovers something a little more sinister within the plan of this company. And eventually, again, so he meets a bunch of people who will help him take down this evil megacorp. So there's multiple linear stages that represents various divisions of this antagonistic corporation, and you have to each take them down. Each division has it's based on a particular music style, and again, too, just when you engage in the boss fights and all these different stages, the combat and the music will change depending on, again, too, the song and who you're fighting and going up against. So it's so cool. There's so much that I could talk about when it comes to the gameplay. But again, too, you'll meet a few people along the way who they all have really good range of their attacks that they're going to be able to help you with. Peppermint is a little bit of a brawler, but she has basically two pistols that's going to really help you in terms of traversal and taking down enemy shields. You have a guy who's a brawler who's able to break through structures and shields of enemies. And then you have another one that you'll meet who, her ability is really, really cool, and she is one of my favorite, most dynamic characters within the game. She again, so a bit of a assassin brawler type as well, where she is able to again put out a lot of fires for you, basically uses wind power to generate a lot of things that will move the world in your favor for the traversal. And also too, there's a lot of fire-based enemies, things like that. Her attacks will be able to put those fires out and just help you deal with those fire enemies a lot easier. It's really, really cool in a lot of ways. And it has so much enemy variety too when it comes to it, in terms of all the robots that you fight and all the bosses that you fight too. It's so cool. It's just so well done. There's 6 main bosses. All of them are extremely fun to fight and have they're just very memorable in the way that you take them down and the way that they present themselves. All the characters are really, really well written, and you just fall in love with them really quickly. But definitely by the end of this game, I these characters are absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to jump back into this game again because it's so good. And again, too, I just loved every single moment that I played within it. Everything is just synced up so damn well. The music that they play, again, too, there's a lot of original songs that they put in it that are mostly just you traversing around the world. But when it comes to some of the boss fights, some more of the cutscenes, there's a really, really good range of music that ranges from rock to indie music to a lot of EDM. So you have artists like the Black Keys within this. You have the Prodigy, just a bunch of really, really good bands that they use the music so well within this game. It's amazing, and it just got me so excited a lot of times because, again, too, a lot of the songs I knew, and I just got so pumped over hearing again to just these songs that I absolutely love used in some of the most effective ways that I've ever heard them used in any form of media. It's really, really well done. And again, too, being a hack and slash, it's very, very smooth and has similar, like, almost palace vibes from the Devil May Cry series. That's, again, too, when it comes to the traversal, when it comes to the music, when it comes to the combats, it's really, really similar to the Devil May Cry, I want to say, in a lot of ways. You have, again, to whips that will bring you closer to enemies, or also, again, with a traversal, it's just every ability that you get will bring you closer, have elements of, again, world traversal and combat within them, and you can upgrade them a lot of ways too. You'll find boxes, barrels, things like that throughout the world that'll basically contain gears. The gears are your currency, and in between each levels, and sometimes within the levels at little breakpoints, you'll find places that you can upgrade your abilities, and little chips too. That's So there's two types. There's the abilities which will help you in combat. You can upgrade yourself, and of course your companions that you have with you at all times. Just a bunch of movesets that you can have. So different combos that you unlock that'll do more damage. You can use them at different points, whether it be in the parry system, whether it be when you call people in after hitting a certain amount of combos, just to do more and effective damage to take out enemies. It's really, really cool. It's definitely worthwhile to find as many coins as you can and upgrade as much as you can, because, again, too, the more that you can give yourself and your teammates, just the easier it's going to be going through this game. When I got a lot of these combos, it just made it so fun to go through it. So, yeah, highly recommend upgrading yourself and, of course, all your allies that you have within it. You call them in terms of, again, world traversal and within the combats. They have a bit of a cooldown, but there's these little microchips that you're able to equip. You can have, I believe it was up to 4 slots that you can have at one point in this game, and some of them can, again, to just have shorter cooldowns for when you can call these characters in. Some will give you more health. They'll upgrade your and give more, like, more status to a lot of your health bars, your energy bars, things like that. So that, again, to just really help you within the combat, either in surviving or within being able to dish out more damage more often, because there's these special attacks that are built up by doing combos, calling in your friends, and, again, so just doing group combos that way. It'll fill up a lot faster, and a lot of these special attacks can do a ton of damage, especially when you use them on beats. So, again, to like, having to learn all these different songs and get into it is really, really fun. And I loved, again, to just I really, really liked Metal Hellsinger when that came out. This is way better in terms of how effective it was. It was really, really good and well done. A lot of the times too, the mini games and the quick time events all go to the music and add just elements that are so cool, cutscene wise and gameplay wise, to the music. Again, too, it's just used so effectively, and it's such a good game, man. Really, the only cons that I have to give this is sometimes the levels felt like they could have stretched on a little too long, but not really anything that I found took away from the experience of it. It's just dragged out in the tiniest ways possible, but just had really good dialogue, really funny dialogue that helped you carry through it. And it only, like, felt long when you kind of look back at it, not when you were playing it, And sometimes some of the mini games, when you hack into things or when you need to, just some of those, they'll have these little quick time events that'll pop up. I found that a lot of the times they were so sensitive to the point of almost being unfair at a lot of points where I knew I was hitting the buttons right at the time that they were prompting. And my control was all good. So, like, it was working perfectly for the combat and whatnot. But I found for the mini games, they weren't registering fairly in a lot of ways or just at all. So I was getting a little frustrated sometimes during these mini games where I knew I was hitting the buttons, but it just felt like it wasn't programmed properly. And I know the humor in this game and a lot of the dialogue isn't going to be for everyone. It's very cartoony. And again, too, the art style of this is absolutely amazing. It's like you're playing through a comic book and just how lively the colors are and everything like that. But I find some people are gonna try and shame this game for the dialogue being a little cheesy sometimes, but I found that it works so well with the cartoony aspect of it. But again, too, like, it's not kid jokes or anything like that. There is like the very stereotypical fun dialogue that the characters were throwing out, quipping like that. But it just was so true to the characters, and the characters are really, really smart, really well written, and I love them so much. There's so much heart in all of them, and you understand their backgrounds, and even too when it gets to the main plan around what's going on with this corporation, and it just made so much sense why people would sign on for something so evil. It was just really, really good. Has a very strong anti-corporation message that I absolutely loved, and I thought was just very, very well structured. And again, too, just all the characters that they have in it counter it so perfectly with their personality. There's great messages in it. It's amazing characters, amazing character moments that, again, too, just made me love them. They're so smart in so many ways, and there's just so many games too where the characters don't seem to learn empathy or anything like that at all, but these characters already have it in the way that they showcase it. It was just so heartwarming and so amazing. And like I said, having the music kick in at the perfect times, have these characters really showcase who they are, their individuality, and how well they can mesh together. Just the chemistry that these characters have and the voice actors have together. It's absolutely amazing, and it just made for one of the most fun video game experiences I've had in a long time. This may not be the best game of the year, but it's easily going to be probably my favorite of the year. I loved it so much. I can't wait to get back into it. The world is so cool. It's so colorful. It's so well detailed. Again, too, just how everything goes to the beat of the music is absolutely so cool. It's one of the most unique hack and slash games I've ever played. There's definitely nothing like it because, again, too, there's just this rhythm based sort of style that we're seeing make their way into games is so cool, and I really want to see sequels of this because I feel like they can absolutely nail the combat a little bit more, add more abilities, add more things like that. So that's just going to make it really, really cool. There were a few times too where you're able to play some of the other characters within your party, and they were just very, very stiff, and you weren't able to play as them too much. To be able to play as some of these other characters, give them their own missions, I think would be really fun in sequels going down the road. But yeah, I can easily recommend this game to anyone and everyone. It's so good. And again, too, for only a $35 price tag, if you're thinking about buying this, there's so much value within this game. And again, too, it opens up after the end of the game to do more things and go back into it and discover a lot more things and get the true ending of the game. It's amazing. It's so good. There's so much value for what this game offers, and really with everything taken together, Hi-Fi Rush is a 9 out of 10 for me. It's absolutely badass. There's just so much to love within this game. It's so well written, so well acted, so well designed. You could easily tell it was a passion project that these developers put everything into. Just there's so much attention to detail that's amazing and just so great to see coming from a video game. One of the most unique art styles I've seen in a game that works so well. Amazing choice of music and amazing use of the music that they put in it as well. And like I said, I just have to recommend this game to everyone because it's beautiful. So if you played Hi-Fi Rush, please let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. And of course, if you like this review, definitely give me a thumbs up, and you can check out everything that I do on the channel through a playlist down below, and all links up top here for convenience sake. Thank you for subscribing and turn that little ringer on so you know when I upload new videos. If you want to check out the description of this video on my channel bio, there's a link to the Media Mountain, which is my Discord, where we talk about movies, video games, comic books, TV, pretty much everything that's awesome in this world. So you can definitely join that amazing community. I'll make you even more amazing than it is already. And yeah, just awesome, guys.
I just hope that someone would love me.